This message is addressed to the people of the United States of America. My name is Andrew Burward-Hoy. Okay, I am getting by in Horsham, England. Horsham, England. Pronounced Horsham. I've been here for about 2.5 months. I've been passing my time with doing writing. Okay, quite a bit of writing. Okay, I've had to skimp on so many meals due to poisonings by the local residents of Horsham that it's quite staggering. Before that time, I was in Australia, and it was beginning to get that way too. I was beginning to notice that the grocery store food was being poisoned. Okay, before that time, I was in New Zealand. I was there for 2.5 years. Almost every day, I had to put food in my mouth that tasted like phlegm and saliva and sperm sometimes. Okay, I'm supposedly a resident of, a citizen of New Zealand. Okay, I was born in Wellington, New Zealand, which means I can never run for office, and I would never want to. Okay, but long and short of it, I had to escape my own country, New Zealand, to try to get away from the people who were ruthlessly poisoning me. Okay, I finally made my way to England because the cost to get back to the United States was so prohibitive. I couldn't go back to the United States, and I made me realize that was a good thing because, quite frankly, I'm so disgusted with what is going on in the United States. It's unbelievable. You know, being someone who used to work as a slave in Hollywood, I was never someone important. I didn't even realize that my work was so good that people were gossiping and saying nonsense behind my back for years. My family never even realized it. Okay. I left, and I'm glad I left. Okay. I didn't like the movies they were making, okay, based on comic books and superheroes and shit like that. I didn't like the silliness, the ridiculousness of the scripts, the increased Californiation, if you want to call it, maybe I should call it Californication of the contemporary American screenplay, okay? The idiocies of the dialogue, the dumb scripts and dialogue, dumb. So I left, and I had to leave several times because I was never welcome anywhere I would go in the world. I didn't feel welcome anywhere I went. I went to Europe for 3 years. America, because of those idiots in Hollywood, okay, who've been playing their shit all over the world, you're never going to be safe, okay? You're never going to be safe anywhere you go in the world, okay? That's how bad the situation is. The political establishment of the United States, if they have had any dealings with the whores in Hollywood, the country's in trouble. Okay. Pray that the politicians of Washington, D.C. have not been involved with any of the whores of Hollywood. Okay. You have a choice this election season. It's the same choice you had almost 4 years ago now. You were told that it was a very important election, and you voted for the wrong candidate. You have a choice again now. You have to make the right choice and vote for Donald Trump. It's obvious, based on how things have unfolded during his campaign, with the horrifying mountain of madness that has been dumped on his head time and time again. And he's, despite being somewhat thinner and a little bit more frail, has gotten out unscathed. Okay. You've got a man in office who appears to be oblivious to the suffering of so many people in the United States. Okay. He seems more content with eating his, cream broccoli and cheddar soup during lunch, and maybe his rack of lamb and peas and carrots for dinner. And that's all he seems to care about, from what I can reckon. Right. I think that you as Americans should do exactly what I'm doing here right now. And if you have a website, which most people do in the United States, it's one of the great privileges of being an American, right? We all have the right to a website. If we want 10 websites, we can have 10 websites. We have 1, 2, it doesn't matter. Take your money, make a video like this one, and voice support for what, to my reckoning, appears to be one of the only decent people left in this country, the United States of America, and that would be Donald Trump. Okay, having been a marked man my entire life practically, I was marked when I was about maybe 25, 26. Cloning, genetic engineering, doubles, you name it. The enemies of the United States will use anything they can to defame, rot, destroy the United States of America. You have a choice coming up very soon in a couple of months. In my opinion, it should be happening, the election should be happening in a month or maybe 2 weeks from now. Because quite frankly, I don't think your political candidates are going to last. They're old men. And the reason why they're old men is because they're all that's left. All right? You have a choice. You can either vote for a man who's too old for office, or you can vote for someone who's still got a little bit of chutzpah, who has developed a really tough hide because of what he's been through in his life. And I assure you, from what I can tell, and I am a pretty damn good investigator, amateur though I am, I'm a pretty damn good investigator. He strikes me as being a decent man, Donald Trump. Okay, President Donald Trump. Former President Donald Trump. Hopefully president again. It's what is necessary, okay? It is what is required. He has more strength. He's got a better policy, I believe. He has to be voted into office. You have to vote for him, okay? You only have two parties, Republican and Democrat. The Democratic Party strikes me as being corrupt, okay? The Republicans have been shutting their mouths for years, okay? There's probably a very good reason for that, because whenever they open their mouth, they get henpecked. And no one likes to be henpecked, all right? That's why a lot of people choose to be single in their lives, okay? From what I can tell, and as I said, I'm pretty damn good at investigating things, Donald Trump strikes me as being a decent man. You'd be far better off with him than you would be with Joe Biden, okay? He's too old. He strikes me as being duplicitous. That's the impression I get. He's got a psychiatrist wife, and he's a man who ostensibly said he's going to go after Big Pharma and reduce your drug costs and all that. I don't buy it. He says she's created 15 million jobs. Prove it. When everyone lies in a society, if you only have a lot in Gomorrah or Sodom, okay, it doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what Lot and his family says. They're going to look like liars because what they're saying is so contrary to all the other lies and defamations and slights and revolting things being thrown about all over the place. You're like a bunch of monkeys throwing shit at each other all the time. That's how it looks to the rest of the world, America. Listen to the man. Listen to his speeches, not only that he has undertaken recently, but in the past, leading up to the 2000, what was he, elected in 2016, wasn't he? Listen to his speeches. Listen to what he has to say, if you can find any, okay, online. Because, lunatics, gangsters of the internet have repressed so much, okay? They're like fiefdoms. They're like kingdoms within a democracy. Do you want to be ruled by? Do you want to be in a monarchy? Do you want to have dynastic rule? Is that what you want? You're supposed to be the United States of America. You're supposed to be a democracy. Don't be seduced by the false gods of other political ideologies. Okay. Pick up some books on the founding fathers. Read. Figure out why you're so important, why the United States of America is so important to the world, and wake up. I believe you should vote for Donald Trump. That is my endorsement. And I believe that any decent American, after that disgrace that so many people all over the world, Jimmy, all over the world have seen, any decent American should get on the horn, make a goddamn video, stick it on their website, and endorse a decent man, endorse Donald Trump. I don't know the man personally. I don't know Biden personally. But based on what I've seen, the choice seems obvious, Americans. You've got no choice. The country will be destroyed if you don't vote for Donald Trump. Thank you very much.